Hello. Welcome to this Seascape painting lesson. As you can see, I've covered the entire canvas with black gesso, and I've covered that with liquid clear, and then I've put a very thin, even coat of Alizarin Crimson all in the bottom half, and then in the top, and then I've put a little bit of Phthalo Blue and blended it together, and then we put the white on. All kinds of things have happened. I'll show you. So I'm just using the 1-inch brush, and I'm pulling out some titanium white. Just tap the bristles, and starting at our horizon line to think about where we want our brightest point in the sky. And just using this type of crisscross stroke, little rocking motions, start putting in nice light areas, and see how the white's just picking up the crimson that I put on, and all these beautiful colours will happen. And this is a fantastic painting to do in front of a crowd, because they'll be, if you put the black gesso on and put the paint on, and then don't tell them about what you've done underneath, and then you start putting your white on, and all these colours just start appearing, and they'll think you're magic. It's a real good crowd pleaser, and it'll keep them watching for a while as well. I'm just getting a bit more white, brightening this up here in this corner. There we go. And I'll just switch brushes. I don't want to spend all my time cleaning brushes, so I've got a few. Going into some titanium white, and I'm going to go across and pick up some little bit of Cad Yellow. So we've got titanium white, Cad Yellow, and back in that bright horizon area, I'm just going to put in some of the yellow, just to sparkle that up a little bit. Let's go a bit more yellow, a bit more of the Cad Yellow. Oh, that's nicer. And you can just dance that into the crimson, and it'll go in orange. But the one thing to avoid is the blue areas, because as you know, blue and yellow makes green, and we don't want this sky to be turning green on us. Well, not in this painting. Let's go a bit more there. Right, that will do. Maybe I'll just for change, I'll get a bit of yellow ochre, just get a bit of gold cast to some of the areas. But if you're doing your painting, if you're painting along with me, then you can try out all different colours and create amazing effects. Right, now with the 2-inch brush, I'm just going to go all the way across, very lightly, just blending the whole sky together. Just bringing it all together. Just wipe on a paper towel, back here, here and there. That bit I feel like it needs blending a bit more, so just using little strokes. Maybe that bit as well. Right, there we go. Right, now let's put some clouds in there, using some Alizarin Crimson and Phthalo Blue. So we've got Crimson, Alizarin Crimson and Phthalo Blue. Make a nice lavender colour, but we'll have it to the crimson side. There we go. Nice lavender colour. I'm just going to pick up some white. I'll be back in a sec. There we go. So just so we can see it. A bit more crimson. Okay. Now, where do we want some clouds? I'm just using a bit of a rocking motion. Just put in a few clouds. Maybe there's some there. But you load your brush both sides with colour, both sides, and back up, and maybe there's some clouds. So going along here, maybe there's one there, and you can let them get bigger as they go towards the top, and that'll give you the indication of distance in your sky. Like these ones are coming almost above you, and they fade off. Okay, let's highlight some of these. Oh, before we do, just seen something. Just get a little bit of the colour. Just put in a few little wispy ones over here. And a few here on the horizon. We'll blend those out nicely. Right, now I'm going to pick up some of the white. Make a lighter version of the colour we've got going. Bit of yellow in there. And our light source is at the bottom, so that's where our highlights on our clouds will be. Just on the base of the clouds. Here and there. There we go. And a bit here. Just underneath. Just to make these clouds stand out a little bit. A bit under there. Touch more white in this brighter area. A bit on the clouds down here. That'll do. And using the 2-inch brush, just going all the way across the clouds, just blend that nicely. Just blend that together. There we go. Maybe there's a bigger cloud up there, up in that corner. Just feels like there should be something, so I'm just going to tiny little circles. Just going to put in the indication of something there. Bit more of the colours, just to make it a bit darker. You start seeing things when you're painting, and just go with it. If you feel you want the cloud somewhere, put it in. Just put it in. It's your world. You do whatever you want, and that's the right thing to do. And a bit of a highlight. There we go. And tiny little circles. And that will do for the sky. Right, let's remove the masking tape. We get a nice straight horizon line. That's the reason for that. It makes your life a lot easier. You get a good straight horizon. Right, I'm going to go into some crimson because I need to put some colour in where the horizon meets the sea. So I'm just going to scrub in our colour. I'm going to take it from there and just bring it up. It's very tricky. You can do this. Well, let me show you. You can also do this with the filbert brush. So you can pick up a little bit of the colour, a little bit of the crimson, and then you can scrub it up to the line like that. Takes a bit longer, but you're more likely to get it right by doing that. So, right, let's get this scrubbed at the top. There we go, just bringing the paint all the way to that line. With a big brush, it only takes a few minutes to do this. It can be a bit tricky. A little bit there, just needs taking up. There we go, that'll do. Right, now, first thing to do with a seascape is to put in where you want your wave to be. So I'll get a tiny bit of white on the filbert brush and we'll draw in where our wave is, so it sort of builds up here and then maybe there it sort of falls over, it crashes and it sort of comes up there, and then the saddle of the wave is sort of there, so our water's flowing this way. Hope you can see that, and then you get like an egg shape in this area where the water's coming from, and then maybe behind we've got a wave sort of there, so it goes off sort of like that, and then maybe there's another one behind, but we'll work on that in a second. Right, let's put in some headlands. Right, let's get a bit of Van Dyke brown and some more of the crimson. Just make a sort of a dark with some black as well. And let's put in some headlands up here. Using the fan brush, just using the corner, and you can make it as rough or as clean as you want. I'm going to make it nice and rough today. And then you pull that little bit down, and you can get the 1-inch brush or the 2-inch brush. Ooh, that's got colour on. Not to worry, we don't make any mistakes, we just have happy accidents. And we just pull down that brown. I'm going to make it a bit darker. Problem is that brush had a lot of the yellow on, and it's made it a bit too light, but we can rectify that nice and easy just by putting some more dark on. There we go. Now I'll just add some extra detail, maybe bring that one forward. Maybe that sort of comes down like that, and that's okay. There we go. And we can bring that down. This would be quite a nice little place to park your pirate ship or something, just in there. Right, here we go. Right, back to fan brush. I picked up the number 6 fan brush. I'm just going to go into some of the white. I'll move this white over here so you can see. I'm just going to some both sides, and we'll put in the indication of some sea back here. I'm just using little rocking strokes. You can give it the impression of moving water, so it's just, I'm exaggerating, it's just little rocking strokes. And you can use the number 3 fan brush if you prefer. I'll just pick this one up and take that up to there. Maybe there's and darker around here. Okay, that just gives us a nice little indication of some water. Right, now let's add, while we've got some paint on our fan brush, we'll add some more white along here, all the way along there, and some white just along the top of the wave and along there. Right, I've just grabbed a clean fan brush, and I'm just going to rock back. Yeah, that fan brush is a little bit, let's go back with this one. Just rock back. Just following the water, following the way it flows. Just flows backwards like that. And then this creates like your little troughs that you want in the sea. There we go. And also we need to pull this bit back. Just using the rocking motion, and leave that dark area. We want to save that dark area that's just behind. That makes it much better, much nicer. There we go. Right, let's start working on our major wave a bit more. Right, back to the filbert brush. I'll go for a nice clean one. I've got a few going. Right, I'm going to go into some titanium white. and a little bit of the Cad Yellow. A little bit of the Cad Yellow. So we've got white, yellow. And in the eye of the wave, I'll just scrub in the light area. So I'm just scrubbing it in. Then I'm going to wash the brush. We wash our brushes in odourless paint thinner. When you're doing seascapes, you do find you need to wash your brush quite a lot because you want your colours to be really clean. Right, I'm just going to use the 2-inch brush and just mix up the light area just to make it a bit softer. And you start in the eye of the wave and then move out. Okay, now to make that a bit brighter, just need to get some more of the, pick up a bit more of the white and yellow, and then scrub back in. And then you can use your 2-inch brush just to lightly mix it up again. Okay, and then you can also start creating the shape of your wave, so this sort of pulls down there. Right, now before we get into that bit, let's just, we need to create the water that's sort of coming across there. So some of the titanium white, and I'll get a tiny bit of the paint thinner just to make it a bit slicker, and we need the waters coming up this way, so just touch and you have to make these sound effects or it doesn't work as well. Sort of it's coming over there, and try and do these in one stroke. You find the effect is much nicer, and leave a little bit of a dark area. Just noticed I missed this bit here. There we go, that'll do. Right, now then, let's pick up some of the lavender colour we used earlier. So it's crimson and a bit of blue. Just mix that on the filbert brush, and with tiny little circles, just going to underpaint the wave, the froth of the wave. There we go. And maybe we'll have this hitting a rock or something, so it sort of churns up here. And there we go. Right, and now with the other fan brush, going some titanium white, and a little bit of yellow, a bit more of the white. There we go, that's good. So you want to load the brush both sides with paint, really loads of paint, and then you touch and push up, touch and push up, and you're allowing that paint to just fall off. Just lifts. Imagine it churning. See how when you push, it sort of gives you that highlight. I'm just wiping my brush and then going back into some more, just to get rid of the colours off. Back into some, lots of paint both sides, and we've got this area. It's sort of just, so just touch and push, and up here as well on the top of the wave. There we go. Maybe let's just give that a blend first. I'm just grabbing my 2-inch brush, and tiny little circles. Just going to blend where the colours are meeting. I'm not touching the top, just where the colours are meeting. Tiny little circles. I'll just use a cleaner filbert brush again. It's the problem when you stack them all up and you want a clean one, they're all dirty. Okay, and tiny little circles, just to get that area. Tiny little circles all the way around. Tiny little circles, there we go. And then you can start adding a bit more detail in the water. Maybe there's a bit more of a splash around that area. Maybe there's another splash that sort of follows that one. Maybe that's where it's hitting the rocks. A little bit of a mix up. There we go. Right, let's start adding some more shape to this wave. Using the fan brush, we can start bringing some little foam pans down, following the shape. So maybe these waves, they're starting to curl here. That sort of goes down that way, and then it gets flatter and flatter as it comes out. So think about that when you're adding your colours. And then down here, maybe it's a little bit flatter. And if you're using these sort of strokes, it gives the impression of water, of movement. There we go. But see how it's picking up the crimson, and there we go. Right, let's start working on this rock that it's hitting, and then we'll start adding a few more details. Right, with the landscape knife, where I said there's a rock in here, let's pick up some Van Dyke brown and crimson mix. Just brown and crimson. Pull the paint out really flat, and then cut across to get a little roll of paint, just like we do the mountains. And I'll have a rock. Maybe it's there. It's pretty big rock. There we go. All like that. Just laying it in. Okay. It's just the base colour of the rock. That'll do. And maybe there's a bit that comes out like that. Start adding those bits now. Right, there we go. Right, now I'll get some dark sienna, and I'll just throw that into that purpley mix here. Get some more white. Just pull it out. Don't want this too bright. And just have it marbly like that. You don't want to overmix. Tiny roll of paint this time. Tiny roll of paint, good. And then now our light's coming this way, so it's sort of dancing across here. No pressure when you do this. No pressure. Just excuse the arm. So just letting the paint break as the paint just picks up the bits that are sticking out a bit more. I hope that makes sense. It's just nice and light, no pressure. No pressure. And whichever angle that you use your knife will indicate the angle of the rocks. There we go. Just wipe my knife, and then I'll just pick up a bit of that colour and just pull it down the other way. Not too much though, because it wants to stay darker this side. Darker, darker, darker. And you could add all kinds of details in that. I haven't got too much time, so I just want to give you an indication of how to do it. Right. Now then, let's start adding some more detail down the base. Get a bit more of the white, and maybe just clean up the water at the bottom. maybe if you just touch and lift up, just getting a bit of paint thinner in with the white, just to make it nice and thin. But you touch at the bottom and then lift up, it almost looks like water's running down and you've gone up like that. There we go, a bit more of that colour, the white paint thinner, and you can dribble the water down, very light pressure. You have the water dropping down there. Maybe it sort of comes down and then into the water, into the sea. There's a bit sort of dropping down there. Maybe it's sort of flowing down there as well. But you can do that. You can have it going all over the place. There we go. Now, with the liner brush, just go into some of the this white. Get some more paint thinner. Thin it. Go into some of the light colour. And on the top of the wave, let's give it a little highlight. And maybe there's a bit here. The light sort of zinging through there. And got a wave back there as well. And I'm just getting some more on my liner brush and just putting a few more little indications. But you can, when you got home and you got unlimited time, you can put in all kinds of little details. Bits of light hitting here and there. And you can put in these little shapes that create like these little lines. They create the shape of the waves. So you can have a play with those. Right, I think that'll just about do it. Thanks very much for watching this painting. I hope I've given you enough tips to give it a go. I'll just give it a quick signature actually. Every painting needs your mark, so you can either put in the little initials like I do, or you can put in a symbol. It's up to you. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you again. Cheers.